ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामय सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखात् भाग् भवेत्. We pray for the happiness of one and all. May everyone be comfortable and peaceful, happy and cheerful at all levels of the personality, physical, material, emotional and intellectual. At the spiritual level, may we see that which is auspicious, divine, sacred and holy. May there be no suffering anywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Does anybody have any question? Is the file visible to everybody? Anybody? Back 1 second. Looking for a story. Sorry, I'm just looking for that right story. Let's try true renunciation. Okay, true renunciation, 99. A prince prostrating before a monk. There came a man, a prince, to a monk in India, and this monk was Swami Ramatirtha. And he prostrated himself before him. The monk asked him as to the cause of this homage that the prince was paying him. The prince said, O sir, O holy sir, you are a monk and you have adopted this order by giving up your kingdom, which you ruled at one time. You are a great man of renunciation. So I look upon you as God, I worship you. So the prince prostrated, and the monk asked him, why is he prostrating? So he said, you are a monk, you have given up the kingdom, and you're a great man of renunciation. I consider you as God, I worship you. The monk replied to the prince, if that is the reason why you honor me, I must wash your feet, I must kneel before you, because, O king, you are a greater man of renunciation than all the monks in this world put together. The king remarked, that is very strange. How could that be? Then the monk began to explain. Suppose here is a man who possesses a magnificent palace and this man casts out the dust and dirt of the house. He throws out or renounces only the dust and dirt of the house. Is that a man of renunciation? The prince says, no, no, he is not. How can a person who is throwing away dust be called a person of renunciation? Then the monk continued, here is a man who treasures up the dirt and the dust of the house and gives away the whole house, the magnificent palace. What do you think of this man? The prince said, this man who keeps only the dirt and dust and resigns the palace is a man of renunciation. Then the monk said, brother prince, see the love and affection. Brother prince, you are then the man of renunciation because the self God, the real Atman, that which is the magnificent palace, the real home, the paradise, the heaven of heavens, you have renounced. And only the dust and dirt of the palace, which is this body, this little selfishness you have retained. I have renounced nothing. I am myself the God of gods, the Lord of universe. True renunciation does not consist in renouncing anything, but realizing the self as God of gods, the Lord of universe. That's the style of Swami Ramatita. In a very, very simple way, he inspires us to something which is very, very profound, which is the ultimate truth. The prince comes and prostrates the monk. He asks the prince, why are you prostrating? He says, you have given up the world, you have taken up God. Yeah, since you have given up the world, I worship you, I worship you as God. And immediately the monk, Swami Ramatirtha, he prostrates back to the king, to the prince. And the prince says, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he gives this example. A person has a beautiful palace. He keeps the palace.
Hello.
Mic's on mute, please. So he keeps the palace and throws away the dust and dirt. That's not renunciation. He is keeping the palace and is throwing away the dust and dirt. But suppose a person keeps the dust and dirt and gives his palace away. The prince says that would be a man of renunciation. So then the monk explains, you are collecting the dust and the dirt of the world, and there is no attempt to seek the supreme self, the Atman within. The Atman within is comparing it to the palace. And all that we are running after in the world is the dust and dirt. So, what are we really seeking? And he says, with so much of love, and he's declaring the ultimate truth. Brother, prince, similarly, I should say brother and sister, prince and princess. You are then a great man of renunciation because self, God, the real Atman, that which is the magnificent palace, their real home. Real home means home is a place where we will get the ultimate comfort, where we are absolutely relaxed and comfortable. It's our place. Similarly, the real home is not where the body lives. Real home is where our Atma lives, where the self lives, the paradise, the heaven of heavens. That means supreme bliss, eternal bliss, infinite joy, absolute happiness. That you have renounced. Not seeking the self, we are giving up the highest happiness. And only the dust and dirt of the palace, which is this body, this little selfishness. Selfishness is our attachment to our body, mind, intellect, the ego. That we are retaining. We are preserving and catering to our body, mind, intellect and not seeking the self. From a sage, from a saint point of view of the sage or the saint, giving up God and taking up the body and the world is renunciation, because they are taking up dirt and dust and throwing away the palace. Swami Ramatita says, I have not renounced anything. I myself, the God of gods, the Lord of universe, Jagannatha, Lord of universe. True renunciation does not consist in renouncing anything, but realizing the self as God of gods, Lord of lords. This itself is a nice way to end the year. Good story. Anybody has any additions or clarifications? What is the story number of this? This was 99. Any additions? I've done this 99 earlier this year also. I'm looking for a story with grandmother. One second. Let me just try and find it. Hmm. Found it. I don't know when we did this last, but so practical and so useful. Somebody went to Vrindavan, Mathura. So I was reminded of this. 102. If there are no questions, I'm doing 102. The right way to renunciation. An old lady, what did we do just now? We did 99. Okay, just too late. Okay. The right way to renunciation. This is I don't know what to say. Classic. If we are able to live this, so practical and yet so um, complete, spiritually complete. An old lady came to a saint in India and asked if it was advisable for her to leave her house and her family and retire to Vrindavan in India, where Krishna was born. So, wherever these great saints are born, it's considered to be a holy place. Now, just because we go there doesn't make us holy, we have to live a holy life. But just the effort of going to such places, putting in the time and effort and money to go there, it has this effect of you're breaking your worldly pattern of activities and doing something spiritual. What kind of vasanas do you think it will promote? Anybody? When you do go for a pilgrimage, what kind of vasanas are you actually promoting? Anyone? It will, the whatever spiritual quotient we have, sattvic nature, we are kind of promoting our sattvic nature. Of course, we can go and spoil it all by being selfish and making a list of demands to God. So when we go to a house of worship, best thing to do is to surrender. Thy will be done. Just elevate the mind with some pure thoughts, divine thoughts. Like the Aarti has the line, Sab kuch hai tera. Surrender, everything belongs to you. So the whole purpose of devotion is to liquidate the ego. So taking time out to go to these holy places has its own merit. Uh, so it is promoting your sattvic nature. It is promoting your spiritual vasanas. Hey, if you just go to a worldly place, to a shopping mall, to a pub, it will promote certain vasanas. You go to a spiritual place, it will have the Mahat itself has its certain vasanas. So, but by itself is not going to make a big change in our life. Spiritual, that's what we covered in the Vedanta treatise. In the Light of Wisdom, Swamiji mentions spiritual practice is not a part time pastime, it is a full time awareness of the reality. full-time awareness of the higher values of life, full-time awareness of what we essentially are, what is the world made up of. So it may start off with as a part-time pastime. Just now met a girl in the ashram. I mean, different people come to the academy with different stories. It's incredible how people get access to this knowledge. Just somebody gave the person, the lady, I mean, recently two inspiring stories. Somebody just passed on the book Fall of the Human Intellect. So this girl read that. She was very inspired. She picked up another book, read that, and then she picked up the Gita, and then she realized, okay, this is not ordinary stuff. There is something, and she comes to visit the academy. Another person heard Swamiji in New York when Swamiji was 93 years old. His last lecture in Manhattan, full house. She was sitting in the first row because she has read somebody had said she was going through a really tough time in life. Somebody said, read the Vedanta treatise. So she was interested in Vedanta, but she had no clue about Swami Parthasarthi or Vedanta Academy. So in Bulgaria, somebody recommended, why don't you read Vedanta treatise? She read the Vedanta treatise. She Googled and found out that Swamiji is lecturing in Manhattan in 2019. She was sitting in the first row and she heard a 93-year-old man command that whole audience. And she said, after the lecture, the whole audience stood up and gave a standing ovation because now you were standing and talking at 93 for 1 hour. And immediately she signed up for the 3-year online course and she course. So I'm saying different people get inspired by the subject in different ways. So it can begin as a part-time pastime, but ultimately we should take this, it's like a spiritual jackpot or a spiritual lottery. Having got access to it, we should make it a full-time awareness. And this story will help that. So she's asking, should I go and retire to Vrindavan, a holy place? Was it advisable to her to break her family ties and sever all her relations with each and all and retire to that lovely city of Vrindavan, the Jerusalem of India? Obviously, Swami Ramatita speaking in America, so he's talking about Jerusalem of India. This lady had her grandson with her. The sage replied, see please, mark please. What is it that looks into your eyes through the eyes of your grandson? Practical. You have to do it. Whoever is your nearest and dearest one, whoever you find cutest, or even whoever you consider your enemy also. Just step back objectively, look into their eyes, and remember this line. What is it that looks into your eyes through the eyes of that person, of your grandson, of your partner, whatever name you want to put it? What force, what energy, what divinity is it that looks at you from every pore of the body of this child? The lady said, it must be God. In this dear little baby, there is no thought of temptation or wickedness, no dirty thoughts. Pure children are very pure, innocent. So there is no thought of temptation or wickedness. This dear little baby is innocent and pure. When he cries, in his wailing is the voice of God, nothing else. Again, the sage said, the sage is Swami Ramatita only. Again, the sage said, when you go to Vrindavan, you shall have to cling to the image, one image of Krishna. There in Jerusalem of India, there in that image of divinity, you must worship the divinity. Is not the body of the child just as good an image of Krishna as the image you shall have to see in that Jerusalem of India? The lady was surprised a little. And after thinking and reflecting, she came to the conclusion that she might just as well worship Krishna through the body of this child, through the body of her grandchild, by regarding the child as an incarnation of Krishna. You don't have to tell the child anything. You don't have to say anything. Saying it makes it cheap. It's just a beautiful inner understanding, which you have to secretly keep within yourself. It should show out in your affection, in your conduct. It should show out in your, what we say, bhavana, in your mannerism. It's very, very subtle. Genuine affection, genuinely regarding every living being as an expression of the divine. As the great Swami Vivekananda says, every human being, every human body is the Taj Mahal of temples. Means the greatest temple. Why? Because the human soul is the greatest living God. I'm just putting it on the chat. We are looking for churches and mosques and churches. churches, temples, and mosques. Swami Vivekananda says every human body itself is the Taj Mahal of temples. Means the most beautiful temple is the human body itself. The Gita says with the Navadwara, nine gates, the body with nine gates. Don't start counting. It's the eyes, ears. It's extraordinary temple. Why temple? Because according to Swami Vivekananda and the Upanishads, the greatest living God is the human soul. Means the human self, the Atman, the enlivening principle, that divine, impersonal, invisible energy which enlivens our body, mind, intellect. So the lady was surprised a little. After thinking and reflecting, she came to the conclusion she might as well worship Krishna through the body of this little child by regarding this child as the incarnation of Krishna. Till we get into this habit, repeat, 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 varam, varam, again and again, till we are able to relate to everybody as if they are expressions of divinity. Don't have to tell anything. Don't have to make their ego boost. Oh, you're God, you're God. No. Internally, we treat them as God. Treat them as God means that awareness must be there. As you think, so you become. Relationship should be based on obligatory duties. Relationship should be based on the intellect must decide. No extra pampering, no neglect, one-sidedly. Treat them as divine, treat them with affection, treat them with kindness, and go on doing your obligatory duties. Because all this is why? For Chitta Shuddhi, for our own self purification. Regard everybody as divine. For God is that looks through the eyes of the child. For God it is that gives power, gives the child its power. God it is, so that's again Swami Ramatirtha's style is so direct, so he doesn't complicate things, straight, practical and straightforward. For God is it looks through the eyes of the child. God it is that gives child its power. God it is that works through the ears of the child. God it is that makes the child's hair grow. Now from that you can go on. We are not doing anything, the heart is beating. We are not doing it. What is our role in making our brain function? The right side of the brain is controlling the left side of the body. Just now I met a somebody, some people, some of you know Amishka. Amishka's parents are here. Just exactly a year back, their 20-year-old son overnight became completely paralyzed to the extent he could not move his eyelids. 20-year-old son could not move his eyelids. Today, that was the starting of 2025. Today is the last day of 2025. He is only paralyzed knee down. Now, how will you look at it? 85% improvement, 90% improvement. From a position, he had got that GBS. It's an autoimmune disease where your own immunity system attacks your nervous system. But I guess what we are studying and we hear these stories, his father is saying, it's a mystery how that happened. Nobody can explain why he got it, how he got it, what is the cause, spiritual cause or medical cause. Doctors can't really explain it. They have to treat the system. How it went away, how it recovered, and how long it will take for him to get the knee down movement. It might take another year for knee down, but there is a hope. It's a mystery. So, whole thing is a mystery. I was asking, what did Swamiji say? He said Swamiji also was perplexed why it's happening. But in and through that, the person who is suffering the most showed the greatest determination. He won't give up. Positive attitude. Life has to continue. He was in US, then they took him back home in South Africa. Today he's back in US doing exactly what he was doing before he got it. Incredible spirit, determination. I have not done that. He used to come for youth camps, but incredible story. Why I'm saying that, we take it for granted. Eyes will see, ears will hear, digestion will go on, brain will function, our immune system will do its job, our digestive system will do its job, nervous system will do its job. I don't know what all can go wrong with the body. It's an infinite number of things can go wrong. Sorry, all the involuntary actions. Voluntary actions is what you are seeing and listening and doing, what the mind feels or intellect thinks. 99.9% or a big percentage of whatever is happening inside our body, which we are possessing, is involuntary. So in Vedanta, we say it's all divine grace. It is happening because of some divine power. That power is God. God is all pervading, but to us, it is within us. So that power is making here he says the hair grow. That power is making our food digest. That power is making your eyes to see, ears to hear. God it is that works through every pore of his body. The cells are they divide, they multiply, the old cells die, new cells are born. This is happening constantly. That's why Swamiji used to say, by the time you say, this is me, you're changed. We are constantly changing. What is doing all this incredible infinite power? That power, it is divinity. According to the direction of the saint, she must no longer regard the child as her grandson or look upon him as related to her in any way. No ego. We can learn so much from this. Don't regard your near and dear ones as my family members. Of course, it's all internal attitude. It's the way you look at it. You don't have to. If you say it out loud, they will say, "What Vedanta mad Vedanta class are you going?" I mean, you can talk about it if you have a really good rapport, but otherwise, each one is in their own world. We can't talk about it. But internally, if we are able to practice it, it's incredible. Don't regard your family members as your family members. Look upon him as related to her in any way, but regard the family member as God. Thus, break all family and worldly ties. Thank God I am not saying all this. Huh? Swami Ramadita is saying, I am just explaining it, what probably could mean. Thus break all family and worldly ties. The only tie should be the tie of godliness or Godhead. This is the way to renunciation. Renunciation is not physically giving up. This is the beautiful concept of renunciation. True love is universal, having the same feeling of affection for one and all. That does not mean that we have obligatory duties. Our obligatory duties are universally same to one another. No, obligatory duties is to our family unit alone. If you can extend it, great, but you are not required to extend it. So obligatory duties you do to your egoistic circle, but the feeling of love should be for one and all. No hatred, no ill feelings, forgiveness. And then to escalate it or to rise to the spiritual level, see everyone as an expression of divinity, including your family members. They are all they are all an expression of divinity according to our karmic um, what you call what karma we need to face. We get into good relationships, complicated relationships, difficult relationships, smooth relationships. Some are helpful, some are there to make us strong. We have to have our patience and forgiveness, and if it is an obligatory duty, it is an obligatory duty. That is our dharma, to fulfill that obligatory duty regarding the person as divine. Thereby we evolve. That person, if he's negative and wicked and what you call unkind and harsh, that person is creating that person's bad karma. But we should make use of that relationship. So the only tie should be the tie of godliness or Godhead. This is the way to renunciation. Renunciation does not mean asceticism. It means this requires tapas at a mental level to, and the strength comes from knowledge. We are studying it not just for entertainment. We are studying it so that we are able to, through this knowledge, we are able to, don't have any mental blocks. Some people say, no, 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 this is all too much. If you keep on saying this is all too much, this is all too much, then you will not be able to rise up. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do it. A little bit positive attitude. So I'm studying it so that I can drop that negative thoughts which arise in the mind and entertain this positive thoughts. Immediately there is peace. Immediately the mind feels elevated. So it is tapas. Asceticism means tapas, but it's not physical. It's mental. Here he means that renunciation doesn't mean you give up your family, give up your house, give up your money, and then do what? it's not like beggars are all saint. They are tamasic people there. So saint is one, wherever he is, he regards everything as divine. What comes, let it come. What goes, let it goes. He is reveling in that divine feeling, and physically he is doing what he needs to do. No compromise with the obligatory duties, no compromise with the quality of the performance. He does it beautifully. See, he says that renunciation means making everything holy. Every relationship, whether it's a customer or a client, whether a worker or a servant. See, it's so elevating, no? You see a driver, you see a maid, or see a servant. You don't have to talk to that person. You just see, this is an expression of divinity. God is coming and doing jhadu pocha in my house. He is God. Automatically, there will be no negative feelings. You will not do anything harm. Uh, and that's how people also cooperate with you. It's not that you're doing for cooperation. You're doing whether good happens or bad happens. We should do what is right. Obviously, these all should make sense. A great saint is saying it. Renunciation does not mean physical difficulty. Renunciation means mentally making everything holy. Renouncing the child doesn't mean you throw the child in the garbage dump. Renouncing the child means does not mean giving up all connection with the child, but thinking the child, the grandson, to be God. What a beautiful, simple thought. Renunciation means considering your children, your family, your brother, your sister, whoever you meet, everybody is God. India, Pakistan is playing or whatever. Australia, England is playing. Australians are a God. England also God. Let it happen. That's at the mental level. Practically go about doing whatever you can. Realizing the divinity in each and all. Realizing the divinity in each and all. This is renunciation according to Vedanta. All other renunciation is according to ignorant people that give up, give up, give up. Nothing to give up. We have to take up the idea, this understanding that everybody is finally divine, Brahman, in different stages of manifestation. Somebody is very tamasic and gross, they are in an early stage of manifestation. Some people who are more refined and cultured and wise and spiritual, they are closer to God. Everybody is God and God alone. Sarva Samaha, same, everybody is same. Vedanta asks you to give up your wife or your husband. That asks you to give up. I think there's a printing mistake. Vedanta asks you to give up. It doesn't ask you to give up your wife or your husband and other relationships. Vedanta says, give up the wife. There is a knot which is missing. Vedanta says, give up the wife as related to you. Give up the wife as the wife, but realize the true self, the divinity within her, and do what? Whatever is your obligatory duties towards her, you do it. And the affection that you learn from that relation, that you gain from that relationship, spread it to one and all, no exception. Then we are rising in love. Otherwise, just a preferential attachment. Wife, husband, they cater to me, I cater to them. It's a very silly, mundane, worldly relationship. How to convert? Every relationship is actually spiritual. So the fact that we are in this classroom, there is a reason. It's not happening at random. I'm supposed to share these thoughts to you. You're meant to listen to these thoughts from here. And we can use this relationship for just a mundane purpose, or you can use this relationship for a spiritual purpose. So it's intelligently using everything that we do. What is this? Spiritual practice is not a part-time ritual. It's a full-time awareness of the ultimate, full-time awareness of the higher values of life. So we convert every experience, every transaction, every relationship, everything we do, we align it to our spiritual goal. So every transaction, every interaction with any human being is an opportunity. To opportunity for what? Can I repay back? Can I act in a spirit of service and sacrifice? I'm just an instrument in the hands of divine. I'm supposed to do something. Just do what you're supposed to do, remembering that ultimately everybody is divine. If you are able to function in that frequency, it doesn't come suddenly. I don't know how many times I have read this story. Maybe 10, 15, 20 times. I don't know. Every time we study it, I guess hopefully it's a it sinks in deeper and deeper. So give up the wife as related to you, give up the wife as the wife, but realize the true self, the divinity within her. I don't have to do much. Ramatita, Swami Ramatita is doing it. Give up the enemy as the enemy. See only the God in the enemy. That enemy is also there for some reason. That doesn't mean you say, enemy, come and harm me. No, no. You take steps, whatever needs to be done. Maybe you have to fight. You have to take certain action. Do what needs to be done. But internally understand there is nothing bad about the enemy. He is in a different phase of his journey from out of Brahman to going back to Brahman. If he is negative, Morris Matter links. He doesn't have the right guidance. We are not negative because we have got the right guidance. Morris Materling says, no, happy and blessed are those, happy and blessed the hour when wickedness stands forth revealed as goodness bereft of a guide. Everybody is wicked is nothing but very good people, but they have not got the right guidance. We are not wicked, we are good because fortunately we have got the right teachers, right parents, right upbringing. So therefore we are good. So instead of saying you are wicked enemy, you are my enemy, you understand. My past has been good, I should be grateful. And if somebody is wicked, just internally understand that person is going to suffer in the future. So if he is part of my family, we genuinely identify as, oh God, he's going to suffer. He's doing something, suffer. Act on your obligations, otherwise just let it go. Give up the enemy as the enemy. See only the God in the enemy. Give up the friend as a friend. See, he's covering everything. He doesn't want us to miss. Wife or husband, treat them as God. Enemy, treat them as God. A friend, treat them as God. Give up the friend as a friend, but realize the godliness or Godhead in the friend. X-ray through the body, mind, intellect, and recognize the Supreme Self. The homogeneous conscious principle manifesting in the heterogeneous variety of beings. Renounce the personal selfish ties. Renounce the selfish personal ties. See the godliness in each and all. See the divinity in each and all. This is what the Hindu scriptures enjoin every husband and every wife to live. That's the marriage prayers actually. But this is like, all this is a lost knowledge. It seems very simple and pure. Yeah. The right way of renunciation is to give up not the person and things themselves, but the personal relations with them, to realize the divinity of God in them. Beautiful way of, beautiful story to cover on the 31st. Any additions, any questions? This is also a beautiful story. Okay. 02 we did, 101. Okay. 1 second. I remember last time, 1st Jan or something was Wednesday, I think, this year. Was it? What was 1st Jan of this year? What date? Yeah, 1st Jan was a Wednesday, and we did the story about God. Who is God? I mean, how do we say our true identity is God? So we started the year with Wednesday. Swami Ramatita, we're ending the year with Ramatita. Okay. Possession versus renunciation. The story is there in the Vedanta treatise. Two monks traveling together. Beautiful, this is actually. Two monks traveling together. One of them maintained, one of them practiced the spirit of accumulation. The other man was a man of renunciation. They discussed the subject of possession versus renunciation till they reached the bank of a river. It was late in the evening. The man who preached renunciation had no money with him, but the other had. The man of renunciation said, what do we care for the body? We have no money to pay the boatman. We can pass the night even on this bank, singing the name of God. So he was a man of renunciation. He didn't have money, so he has to live up to a principle which will give him strength. So his principle was, okay, the body goes. Now what is there? Let's just chant the name of God. That is his strength when he's singing the name of God. The moneyed monk replied, the fake sannyasi. The moneyed body, he depends more on money than God. So he's not a sannyasi, whatever is ordinary person. Replied, if we stay on this side of the river, we can find no village, no hamlet, no hut, no company. Wolves will eat us, snake will bite us, cold will chill us. This is the strength between a person who is attuned to God versus a person who is worldly. See, all this is not wrong. Maybe wolves will come, maybe snake will come. Maybe this is very, very practical. But spiritual person is says God will take care. That's his stance now. He says God will take care. This guy says no, no, wolves will come, snake will come. We better ferry to the other side. I have money with which to pay the boatman to ferry us over to the other bank. On the other side, there is a village where we will live comfortably singing the song of God. He also monk, no. Well, the boatman came over. Both of them were ferried across the river to the opposite shore. At night, the man who paid the fare remonstrated with the man of renunciation. Do you not see the advantage of keeping money? I kept money and two lives were saved. Now, what did the other monk say? Medhavi, do you know what the other monk said?
He said to live, we had to still give away the money.
Yeah, so he says, if you had kept the money with you, you have to, it's not the possession of the money that saved us. The giving up the money saved us. If you had kept the money with you, the wolves would have eaten you with the money. So because you gave it away, renounced the money, it saved us. And the other point is, Meher, what is the other point? When you don't have money, somebody will come with the money to save you. So it works like magic. See, see, it's strange, Renunciation has this. Renunciation means when you don't possess anything, life works in a very funny way. There was a time at one point, three people in the ashram had cars. I had no car, and all the three people, they were nice. They were all like friends. Um, all the three, their second car key would be with me. So now when they are going, they can only use that one car, whatever it is. Now when I used to, my father used to live nearby and I used to sometimes bring my father, I had to just, like a 10 minute trip, I had to just take the car and bring my father back to the ashram. So it's not like I'm going for a long Bombay or somewhere where I have to inform. I used to just take the three car keys, whichever car was there, I used to just take it and bring it back. So this one guy said, Ari, what is this? I'm all the time driving the same car. You are driving all three cars. I didn't have. And sometimes I had the second car key to a Merc just because I didn't have a car. I had access to all the cars. Exactly like that, Swami Ramtirtha is saying, I'll come back to the story. Uh, where is it? 1 second. Huh? It's fascinating how it works, this concept of renunciation. Renunciation here means renunciation of the ego, not mine. Uh, the moment we say my, you are actually saying, so the moment I say my house, this is my house, this is what this great master is saying, you are saying everything else does not belong to me. Whereas when we drop the ego, all houses are yours. Its renunciation is not dispossession, it is all possession. Now, the worldly person will say, hey, this is good in philosophy, it doesn't work in real life. But there is a different piece to this. I hope I can find it. Let's see. 1 second. This is again, fortunately, Swami Ramatita only. He, he is saying, um, as you can see it now. He's saying, Why do those people feel sorry and anxious about riches? Why do you want to be rich? They want to possess gardens. They want to call the grass plots as their own. What a sorry thought. To I want to buy the house and say it's mine. See, practically we have to do it, but I'm saying at the mental level, relax, just relax, just let it be. Mentally, just relax. Physically, whatever you're doing, you carry on doing. But mentally, don't have. See, some people, if they don't have it, they're like they feel incomplete. That should not happen. Whether it's there or not, everything belongs to the self in you. Everything belongs to the supreme reality. I am that supreme reality. So we have to just rise up to that level. He says, what a sorry thought. Could you not go to the gardens of the rich people here, to the public gardens, sit there and hours and enjoy the garden? We can go to the biggest park and enjoy it. Why do I need to possess that park? Now, rich people say, no, 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 I have to have money to have that garden. I must call that garden my garden. The property deed should be in my name. Then only I'm complete. Just enjoy the world. The world is yours. Just the same way as the gentleman who calls the garden his own enjoys it. So basically, whether it's in your name or it's not in your name, it should not matter. Oh, no, no, no. Only when it's in my name, I'm complete. I'm not saying it. Thank God. Swami Ramadev, what a sorry thought. He's actually freeing us from all stupid worry and anxiety. Could the gentleman who calls the garden as his own even see all those flowers and fruits with four eyes? Were not the garden's flowers, foliage, and all the fruits to him accessible only through the same kind of two eyes? You are also enjoying the garden with two eyes and one nose. The owner also is enjoying it. So why do you need to enjoy it? Then why worry and bother about the silly desire of possessing that garden? No, replace this garden by anything else. No, no, I must have it. I must have it. If life brings to you, enjoy it. Otherwise, everything belongs to our Supreme Self alone. Rama wants you to feel all gardens of the world as yours. Rama wants you to feel and realize all bodies of man as yours. So somebody else is enjoying, you're enjoying. Somebody else is happy, you're happy. Somebody else is sad, you're sad. So you're always, all this will ultimately, what it will do? Samatvam. It makes you balanced in pleasure and pain. just as, just feel that all the talented forces, gifted minds are yours. Roger Federer has won 20 Grand Slams. I am Roger Federer. I have won 20 Grand Slams. It releases you mentally. This is not a feeling which you might call far fetched or unnatural. Have you not have you not to practice various virtues for the realization of the high ideals of life? Those are useful to you, but the most useful of all would be for you to concentrate your energies and center your thoughts upon this truth of truths, upon this reality that all are one, all the bodies are yours. Upon this truth reality, center your thoughts, concentrate your energies, feel that all are your bodies. It really elevates you, takes you somewhere else only. Enjoy that princely gaze as yours. Feel that is yours. I am that, nobody else. Everybody will be your ears, eyes, feet, your own body. Brotherhood of man. Incredible. Coming back. Um, coming back to the story of the two monks. He says, so this first monk is boosting. See, I paid the money to the boatman, therefore we are saved. What kind of philosophy are you practicing? At night, the man who paid the fare got angry. What did you do? Do you not see the advantage of keeping money? I kept money and two lives were saved. Henceforth, you should never preach renunciation. Had I also been a man of renunciation like you, we would have both starved or chilled and been killed on the other side. But the man of renunciation answered, had you kept the money with you, had you not parted with the money, renounced it to the boatman, we would have died on the other bank. Thus, it was the giving up of money and or renunciation that brought us to safety. Again, he continued, if I kept no money in my pocket, your pocket became my pocket. This requires courage to live that I don't want anything. See, the idea should be whether I want it or not want it, Let divinity take care of me. I will go on performing my obligated duties. Whatever is my swadharma, I will keep on doing it for the wish, as the Gita says, for wishing for the welfare of the world. Keep on going, engaging yourself in action. And then some people are billionaires, some people are a simple cobbler. It's amazing, you know. There's a cobbler in Malavali station, 7 minutes down the road. I have been seeing him for 20 years. His shop is like a small shop. 20 years I am seeing him from 2004. Even now, if I give a like my shoe got torn and my bag got torn, minimum 400 500 rupees. I don't know what city cobbler will charge. At least he will charge to 300 to minimum. I sent it for repair. He's saying 50 rupees. I'm saying 50 rupees for which one? He's saying for both. Full stitch, full bag got torn, chain is torn, and a shoe repair. I said 50 rupees. He doesn't have anything, just a small copy. He's like, I can't believe he will fight if I give more. Can you understand? I don't know, he's a mad fellow or what. 20 years he's doing stitching the. Now, he is also God in disguise. He is playing his role very content. He may, I don't know whether I can't call him tamasic or it's just inspiring that they don't have anything, but there's no greed for money at all. Easily he can charge 200. City people will charge 300. I don't know what they will charge. Um, and there are people who cheat also. I mean, compared to war, it's incredible. So, what I'm saying is, life will give us different roles. Understand your role, accept it happily. If you're able to accept your role and position in life, you're peaceful. And then you keep on improving, keep on doing what you have to do. If I kept no money in my pocket, your pocket became my pocket. My faith kept money for me in that pocket. I never suffer. Anyway, he said, what do you care? He is not faking it. He is saying, what do you care for the body? He had a practical, let the body go. I am not the body, I am the self. We'll just chant God's name. That was his philosophy. What do we care for the body? We have no money to pay the boatman. We can pass the night even in this bank singing the name of the God. This fellow is saying snake will bite and wolves. You have to meet such people, then you will be inspired. That is very practical. My faith kept money for me in that pocket. I never suffer. Whenever I need, I am provided for. Some of these saints, there is a what do you call it, custom or something. You are supposed to leave house to go for a pilgrimage. You're not supposed to plan for the pilgrimage. I mean, in the sense, no planning that I'll go and stay in this guest house and go eat there and I should carry. You just walk out and take every day as fresh. So what are you facing? You're facing directly. You're facing your law of karma. I will get what I deserve. You take that journey completely depending on God. Whatever God wills, it will happen, and it happens like that. Somewhere people will come. I remember one of my colleagues, Joseph. He keeps going to Bombay. So we had this. We had to stay in this. Used to stay in this school. The school was not functioning. The trustees had given us a room. It was a fairly decent sized room where 8 mattresses could be kept. There was a study like table for ironing and table for kettle. Simple but beautiful. Like nothing to worry about. Beautiful sea view is there. You study, you sleep, you eat whatever, and it means where is to get food from. We used to go out and eat, and toast and anything was there. Anyways, so one day he was going to stay there. The bathroom is like the bedroom door you have to lock, cross over and go to the bathroom. And the bedroom door is auto lock. So if the key is inside and it gets locked, that means you're stuck outside. So he was taking the key from me. I just told Joseph, if you're going to the bathroom, take the key. And these Americans, I'll manage. He said, I'll manage. He went to the bathroom only wearing his underpants. Going to the bathroom without the key. He had kept the door open, and it's a fourth floor flat. Nobody's going to come there. Nobody means nobody. I mean, we go once a week, something like that. Friday class we will go. In Bombay, the Banganga. He goes to the washroom, the door bangs closed, the key is inside. No phone, no nothing. He's sitting with his hands. He can't even ask anybody for help. He's in his underwear and a white guy. He's sitting there holding his hands in the air. He can't contact anybody. Another colleague with hot lunch comes. Within, like, he was sitting there for half an hour. He is not supposed to come there. It comes with hot lunch. And he said, hey, Joseph, what are you doing here? He said, Atul. I mean, I still wonder how did Atul come there on that day with hot lunch? First of all, coming itself is a mystery, and coming with hot lunch. So when things has to happen, it just happens. So if you read stories of like wandering in the Himalayas of Swami Tapovan Maharaj, they just walk around. If food comes, it'll come. If it doesn't come, they just depend on God. We don't have to do all this, but that attitude of surrender. I will do my obligatory duties. Thereafter, what happens, let the divine decide. A very selfless attitude. So long as you keep your desires in your pocket, there is no safety or rest for you. Renounce your desires, rise above them, and you find double peace, immediate rest, and eventual fruition of desires. Don't give up your obligatory duties. Give up all this hang-ups in the mind that I need this, I need this. Just give it up. That is tapas. That is the mental level you have to struggle. Renounce your desires, rise above them, you find double peace, immediate rest, and eventually fruition of your desire. Even if it doesn't get fulfilled, that's what we need. That's what is good for us. That kind of a pure faith in the divine. Remember, or that your desires will be realized only when you rise above them into the supreme reality. These kind of things are laws.
Sir,
Remember,
yeah,
yeah, let me just finish
where,
my.
yeah.
Remember, your desires will be realized only when you rise above them into the supreme reality. When you consciously or unconsciously lose yourself in the divinity, then and then alone will the time be ripe for the fulfillment of desires. Renunciation is better than possession, for it brings double peace immediate. Don't worry about the moral. Moral is not Swami Ramatirtha. Somebody is saying it. What is important here is when you consciously or unconsciously lose yourself in the divinity, you're living a very spiritual life. See, if you do proper karma, automatically it will come. But other divine way of fulfilling desires is lose yourself in the self. This, whatever needs to happen will happen automatically. Then and then, this is an absolute law. Whether consciously, unconsciously lose yourself in the divinity. See, unconsciously we don't know what to do. Consciously, we should give up your selfishness, ego, ignorance. Yes, Meher.
Sir, when they say keep, I mean, it's a quite a regular term that rise above the desire. So what is that rise above the desire mean?
Okay. Rising above the desire means even if it is not fulfilled, I'm okay. And uh, see, the desire is there, but instead of focusing on it, you could be focusing on some of a, let's say I have a personal desire that I need money. Instead of focusing on that, I can focus on two things. I mean, if I can focus on, okay, let me work for the profit of the company,
Correct.
or I could also focus on the cause which will bring the money. So you're rising above the desire means you're no longer dealing with the whether the desire will get fulfilled. Your mind is preoccupied with the cause. And
Which
rising above
means
the money,
so I will work
one is for the
that
cause, one is a higher desire, the other is see, think about it, like when we say that I can't do without that desire, I can't do without it, means you're dependent on that desire.
dependent,
But
right?
if you're able to move to a place where it's okay, I can do without it, you're kind of rising above the desire.
Rise and correct, correct.
And that apparently that is the sattvic way. When you move from I can't do without it to a position of strength and understanding that okay, maybe I can do without it, you're becoming more sattvic.
Sure. Okay, sir.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it doesn't get fulfilled, but don't stop the karma. In the
Sure.
sense, of course, I'm assuming it's a dharmic desire. Adharmic desire, we have to rise above it. But dharmic desire means it's not getting fulfilled, not getting fulfilled. You say, the principle they are saying, if you rise above it, it will get fulfilled. It's okay. I can do without it, and then you keep on doing it, keeping your mind on a different thought.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions? Great class to end the year with. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that is infinite, whole, complete. This is infinite, whole. Infinite has come out of infinite. Take away infinite from infinite, what remains is infinite. Thank you.
Hari Om,
Wish you
sir.
all a better
Yes, sir.
2026.
Same to you, sir.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Basantji.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Basantji. Hari Om.
Hari Om Charu. Thank you. Hari Om Vinita. Hari Om Ravi. Hari Om Medhavi. And Hari Om Sarita. Sarita is, I think, I don't know. She's not there, but she's there. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.